afternoon, it is 12:15 and I'm at Manchester Piccadilly. If you want to know how I've got here, make sure to check out part 1 of Britain by Rail. But yes, anyway, I will be getting the 12:30 Transport for Wales service to Hereford, and this is not any ordinary train service, but it is a luxury dining service. So thought we'd give that a try today, and it's leaving in about 15 minutes, so let's get on board. Today we'd be travelling in one of Transport for Wales's Class 67 sets. Introduced back in 2021 between Cardiff and Holyhead, and subsequently in 2022 on the route between Cardiff and Manchester Piccadilly, these sets consist of a Class 67 locomotive with either 4 or 5 ex-LNER or ex-Grand Central Mark IV carriages, made up of 2 or 3 standard class, 1 buffet kitchen and 1 first class, where we'd be travelling today. Our 12:30 service today is one of 6 services each way between Manchester and Cardiff, with other services between Swansea and Manchester, as well as Cardiff and Holyhead. Now before we board our train, let's take a look at the route our Transport for Wales service will take us on today. Our journey starts at Manchester Piccadilly, by joining the West Coast Main Line as far as Crewe, with intermediate stops at both Stockport and Wilmslow. Upon arrival at Crewe, we then join the Welsh Marches line, weaving our way along the border of England and Wales, with stops at the towns of Shrewsbury and Ludlow, before reaching our final destination, the cathedral city of Hereford. As we've only got about 10 minutes before departure, let's hop on board and find a seat for our journey to Hereford. As you can see, seating in the only first class carriage of the train is arranged in a 2+1 configuration, with a wide variety of both tables of 4 and tables of 2, as well as seats to fit the solo traveller. Despite remaining relatively unaltered since their East Coast mainline days, I still found these seats to be of excellent quality, being both well cushioned and very comfortable for the long intercity journeys. In addition to this, each seat has its own adjustable armrest and an excellent amount of recline controlled by the button on the right. These seats also feature a very nice Transport for Wales headrest, with text in both English and Welsh, as well as curtains to block out any blinding sun, 3-pin plug sockets for charging laptops and mobile phones on the go, and finally an individual reading lamp, controlled overhead by this switch here. Now that we've had a look at these amazing seats for the journey, let's get underway to Hereford.
And Gala 1, stop.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that on the way in.
Shortly after arrival into our first station stop of Stockport, the dedicated first class host came round offering complimentary drinks options, with our coffee and Welsh tea being served in proper china cups, a good sign of what was to come.
We will be travelling to Cardiff Central, calling at Crewe, Shrewsbury, Ludlow, Hereford, Abergavenny, Cwmbran.
Well on our way into the Cheshire countryside, a first-class lunch and dinner menu was promptly delivered to each table, offering a wide range of meals freshly prepared on board by the chef. Safe to say, all of these options looked absolutely delicious.
Rydyn ni nawr yn nesau at Crew. Os ydyn.
Upon departure from Crewe, our excitement began to rise as our table was set with placemats, cutlery and soup spoons in preparation for our first course. And just like that, our starters had arrived. With us both opting for a different first course, we were able to experience best of both worlds. And safe to say, I found both of these dishes absolutely delicious, being some of the best train food I've ever had. As well as this, the first class host came round with more complimentary cold drinks. A truly first class service through the heart of the Welsh Marches. And just as quickly as they'd arrived, our starters soon disappeared and were replaced by a traditional Welsh lamb cowl and a spicy courgette and aubergine pasta. And just like the previous course, these dishes were absolutely delicious, being made of high quality ingredients sourced from locations along the route of travel. An excellent way to dine as we travel through this picturesque landscape. Upon arrival into the market town of Shrewsbury, notice the walls of the castle looming over the station in the background. Built in 1067 and then extended in 1070, the castle was besieged in both 1138 by King Stephen and latterly in 1643 during the English Civil War. It is now home to an extensive military
We are
museum.
now approaching Shrewsbury. If you are leaving us here, please make sure you have all your luggage and belongings with you.
Shrewsbury railway station opened in 1848, with its 5 platforms serving trains from Holyhead via Chester and Wrexham to Birmingham, as well as services from Manchester Piccadilly to Cardiff via the Welsh Marches line and services via the Heart of Wales line to Swansea. Departure from this station is ultimately overshadowed by the humongous Severn Bridge Junction signal box, with its 180 lever frame making it the largest working mechanical signal box in the world.
Any Shrewsbury passengers?
Before making our way deeper into the Shropshire countryside, we passed the historic Shrewsbury Abbey on our way out of the market town. Founded in 1083, much of the original 11th century building survives in the current form of the Abbey Church today. As we continue to whiz our way through this stunning scenery of the Welsh Marches, our final course was delivered and hastily finished off, concluding this amazing dining experience on Transport for Wales's premier service. And after a stunning 3-hour journey down the Welsh Marches, we arrived into our final destination, the cathedral city of Hereford. The station here was opened way back in 1853, and being an intermediate station on the Welsh Marches line, as well as a terminus of the Cotswold line, it is served by both West Midlands Railway, Great Western Railway and Transport for Wales, with destinations such as Birmingham New Street, London Paddington via Worcester, Cardiff, Manchester and Holyhead being served by these operators. And we have made it into a very rainy Hereford. We have just got off the train and it's just started to rain as we are ready to go around the town. But, well. Anyway, the train was an amazing service. I mean, if you have the chance, you need to go on it. Absolutely brilliant. The seats are so comfy, good recline, and the meal was absolutely amazing. Freshly cooked on board by the chef, and 3 courses for £22 is pretty good. Plus, the upgrade to first class only cost £20 for both of us, so really good value for money for the service. I mean, probably one of the best trains I've been on in Great Britain. So, the time's 2:41 now. The train is due to leave in a minute, so I'm going to go and video that leaving. And I will see you under the shelter of Hereford railway station. Bye for now. I've made it under the cover from the rain, and that concludes part 2 for Britain by Rail. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the journey as much as I did, and make sure to join me for part 3 when I explore Hereford, the cathedral, and make my way back home.